Listener discretion is advised. It's time for another Steel Revolution podcast. Please keep in mind that the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the individuals, and they do not reflect any official view of the United Steelworkers, USW Local 105, or its officers or sub-board members for officers. Now, from the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, this is Steel Revolution.
Nice new intro, Shawn.
You like that?
I thought you had another one.
No, I wanted to go with this
you
one.
You like this one?
Yeah.
I like it better because it's you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I worked hard on that. Kind of.
Thanks, Shawn.
You know what? You're welcome. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to Steel Revolution 99.
99?
99.
Wow.
One more, we're in the Century Club.
You're pretty good with your math.
Okay. I'm Roy Hutt.
Shawn Geisens.
Lee Schaefer.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Shawn.
Fill in Princess.
I don't have it ready. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
I know.
All this waiting and you're not ready?
That's true.
Every time it's a step forward, it's 2 or 3 back.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I am still not ready.
Damn it.
Well, we've established we have a princess and a grieve here. I'm Roy Hutt.
Okay, Mike.
Brad Grieve.
Princess? Okay, Mike.
That's
Okay.
the one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks, Brad. All right, a lot to get to today. Lots of news around the mill. So we'll get right to it.
Okay.
In the local news, 110 days until contract expires at 12 p.m., May 15th. Yesterday, Mike Zielinski from the USW International Strategic Campaigns Department was in town to give a building power class to leaders of our local's Communication Action Team, or CAT team. If you see CAT team printed, it means Communication Action Team, or what some people said, Contract Action Team. We always use Communication Action Team here.
I could have sworn I was going to hear something about cats.
Meow.
Oh yeah,
There we go. Man, you're not on the
where,
ball
yeah.
today.
Where's the pun with cats?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I can't even think of one, but I bet you got one.
Not right now. I've spent all that time on that on that intro. I'm just tired now.
I want to take a scratch at it.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna claw my way up to the top here.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what we expect.
All right, let's not lose any more listeners. So
Okay.
keep going.
Speaking of listeners, spoiler alert for anyone from the company, we're not going to discuss the campaign strategy on the podcast. So all of their HR interns that I'm sure is listening.
As they should.
Yep.
It's a good podcast, that's why.
Right. There were lots of people yesterday that said so.
Really.
They want more podcast.
Hell,
Ours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I will say, though, that we will be working on improving and communicating more this contract, and also engaging the community more. So we will be working on that. More to come. It'll also be time soon for the company to show us how essential we are. But tell you, with the company's recent actions, I think we already know where we rate. First of all, PFP was 4.95%. It will be paid out on a separate paycheck this Friday. The company chooses still to not explain to the membership what happened. You know, why did it take so long? Why did they have to put it on a separate check? Anyway, refuses to give the membership any explanation on that. Last Wednesday, Melissa Miller, EVP and Chief Human Resources Officer, sent out an email regarding the company's updated actions on COVID. Those actions included all new hires are required to be vaccinated before they start. The company can make this change. There's really nothing that the union can do about it. The other two, however, we do have a say on. Not paying for the quarantine requirements for unvaccinated employees. Our short-term disability benefits, should that qualify for that quarantine requirement, is a negotiated benefit. They cannot simply make changes because it is part of our union negotiated benefits. That change would need to be negotiated at contract time. Their other change to their updated was the implementation of a $1,200 a year health care surcharge for unvaccinated employees. Again, they cannot simply make this change because it is part of our union negotiated benefits. That change would need to be done, or would need to be negotiated at contract. And again, they refuse, Melissa Miller refuses to make a statement saying that those other two issues on their updated COVID plans do not affect bargaining unit employees.
You know, how hard is it? How hard would it have been to just come out and say, this is for salary and non-bargaining unit employees?
Well, it's not hard. They've done it before. Which, you know, she's got a large title. I think she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
Unless I'm giving her too much credit. And we've seen it before in emails. So they purposely left that off. Now, heard through other locals like at Messina that she did respond to an individual that said, hey, you know, you can't do that. And she said, yeah, we know. Okay, well, now you know, and you still won't retract it. That one person knows, but you're going to scare, piss off everybody at our plant, which, by the way, we control the master if everybody votes. So, again, it's just, I don't know why you do it in front of contract.
Especially, I mean, just the timing of that and the whole PFP holding out on that is odd.
Well, and the PFP, Lee, you remind me of something. By not putting out anything at all, there's all these wild rumors out there on why it took so long. I mean, crazy accusations against the company or against people that work for the company. So you don't even care to. Well, really, I mean, you don't really care to let the membership know or your employees know what's going on. You absolutely don't care.
Yeah. That's what I got out of it.
Oh. No, we said you were essential.
Right.
But you're really expendable.
Yeah.
Make sure you prepare for. Make sure you are prepared for contract in case there is a work stoppage, lockout, or strike. Again, we hope the company comes to the bargaining table and wants to negotiate a fair contract. But if they don't, things happen, and they always can lock out. So make sure you're calling your bank and making sure that they will help you out in the event there is a labor dispute. We've had members last contract find out, and also, like we said before, some of the Deere employees found out way too late. Their banks were not going to help them. So make sure you're doing that. Survey results. Last time we did a podcast, we said they were going to be in the Forerunner. They ran in the January 13th Forerunner. Also, we'll be doing solidarity events. So up next will be a storm game. And Lee, you want to talk about the details of that?
Yep, sounds like it's going to be February 19th. We do have one section of 200 seats reserved. Tickets will be $5. And with that $5, you get a $5 concession stand coupon. So essentially free.
It's like free.
It is. It is.
You know what I say? If it's free, it's for me, and I'll take 3.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
Did you help him with that, Shawn?
No.
That was on his own.
That was on his own, yeah.
I heard it on a show.
What's that, Caillou?
No.
Sounds kind of childish is all I'm saying.
No, it wasn't. we will also be trying to organize a solidarity event at a Steam Wheelers game. I believe that will be in March, and then possibly some other destination solidarity events before we have to leave for Pittsburgh. Also, before I go too far with contract, we did hand out there are a couple things. There'll be more information, or in the Forerunner, you'll be getting them through your CAT team. Your committeeman has them. Text alert, so text sign-ups, so you can get text messages from the International for stuff involving contract. Say if you're signed up for any other USW text messages, you text clear to the number that it gives you, and then you put in Arconic to that number, and then you'll get signed up. Second, they will ask you a question on what state you work in. So everybody wants to say Iowa if you're in Iowa. Other master locations, if you're listening, Tennessee, Indiana, or New York, you wanna sign up for your own. For you guys locally here, we can use that international text messaging service. We can send the International, hey, we want to put out this. Can you send it out? And they'll send it out for us. So it's a little bit easier than our mass text system, since we don't have everybody's number. Also, with that, some other business cards got handed out for local businesses to be able to recognize us and the union wages we spend in the community. So everybody, if you want, can get 10 of those cards, and then whenever you go to a restaurant, pay for something out in the community, drop them cards down. And if somebody sees it and questions you about it, and they say, hey, how can I show support, or how can you guys help me with getting my name out there to your membership, then either come to the hall, get a sign, and get a picture yourself, or let us know who said that, and we'll send some guys out there to get a picture or put a sign up in their window.
Yeah, something. So that'll be starting up here where we start getting businesses involved, see who supports us. I just encourage anyone, if you see it on Facebook, share it. That way we can get these businesses some advertisement out there. And I encourage, not only during contract time, these businesses that support us, we need to support them, not just in a contract year, but all the time, because they do come out and support us.
Yeah, turning point in Deere's contract negotiations was the community support. That John Deere was like, oh, shit, these guys got the community behind them. We might need to do something else. So, again, get out there. These posts are getting over 2,000 views. Some during the height of contract last year was over 10,000, 20,000. So, again, it's good advertisement for them, and we want to help them out and support them.
Yep.
I had another batch of new hires come in January 10th and 24th. So whenever you guys see them, welcome them. We get 100% of these new hires signing union cards, and watch out for them. Know we got a lot of new people training new people, so please do what you can to watch out for them guys. Another thing that we do here at the hall that not a lot of people know about, and we need to let you guys know, is we do have the new employees come down to the hall, so they do see their union hall. We go through a PowerPoint presentation, and they do get new hire packets. So a lot of people say they don't know this, or they don't know that, or they don't seem to know a lot about a union. They do get a lot of information in those packets, and Lee's the one that puts them all together. You want to highlight some of the things that are in those packets?
Yeah, so what we do is we give them a contract book, and then the local issue and master summarizations that we got last contract time are in there. But also we put in frequently asked questions, help chain numbers. I always encourage them to take a picture. That way, if they have to look back, whether it's short-term disability, call off, whatever it is, they can look at that. We also give them a trifold that we got last year, kind of the history of where we've gotten over our bargaining over the years. So I just encourage everyone, as you're training these new hires, have a frank discussion with them about, how things were, especially some of the older guys that's been here a while. don't be afraid to tell them how it used to be and things we've gained over the years, or possibly things we've lost and maybe we want to get back or something. So don't be afraid to have those conversations with people.
Also, on the subject of new hires, we do have a signed document from the company that if any new hires participate in a work stoppage, if they're locked out, they're locked out. They shouldn't be able to cross any line. But if there happen to be a strike, that them participating in that would not be held against them for their probation. Probation would just be suspended. That start back up when we're back to work.
Yeah, because it looks like we're going to continue to hire into February. So we got another class on the 14th. Not really sure how it's going to go after that, but we're still short people. So
Yeah, and when you think about last contract time in 19, they hired in May.
Right,
They hired
right.
the month of contract expiration. So not sure what will happen this year, but I can definitely see them going through March and possibly April. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Another reminder, SOAR has canceled their monthly meetings until further notice, and their chili supper was also canceled, and they were looking at doing something in the spring. Once Bonnie communicates to us they're going to do something, we will let you guys know. And Lee, you're filling in for the princess.
Okay, Mike.
Can you give us the Nathaniel Payne Scholarship winner names?
Yep. First, I'll give the 10 winners, and then I'll give the 5 alternates. So the 10 winners are Ashton Hutchison, Alfredo Vasquez, Quadzo Soglo.
Junior.
Sorry, Alfredo Vasquez Jr.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mike.
Quadzo Soglo, Evan Hansen, Margaret Honeycutt, Kendall Wright, Lauren Buchel, Aaron Curley, Hunter Meyer, and Emma Jones. The 5 alternates are Isabel Gonzalez, Brandon Clark, Emily Schaefer, Adeline Boer, and Kylie Harper.
Hey, you did pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I put my glasses on, it worked better.
Yeah, because who would know you have to read when it's just a talking gig? Not like we prepare anything or somebody puts together an outline for it or anything.
Okay, Mike.
More news. Your W-2s are available online if you're interested in getting them. Also a reminder, there's a 10% reduced tuition at KinderCare for all Arconic employees. I think everybody's aware of this by now, by the calls we've gotten at the hall, but a reminder that the pharmacy network changed. So we are part of the CVS Advantage Choice Pharmacy Network. And pretty much what that means is you can go anywhere except for Walgreens. But
It's
if you
advanced.
This
Yeah.
is advanced.
advanced,
Need some class. Hey,
what I
give
say?
us classes.
Advantaged.
Advantaged.
But it's advanced. CVS is Advanced Choice Pharmacy Network.
Thanks, Lee.
I'm glad your classes came in
Glad you
handy
got your
again.
glasses on to
I couldn't
correct
read,
that.
couldn't read junior, apparently.
It's only 2 letters. They kind of run together. But yeah, pretty much any pharmacy but Walgreens. If you guys want to verify, we got a list. I got it electronically, and we got a paper list down here at the hall. Let's see, what do we? A lot of it. There's some small mom and pop
Yep.
ones. There's pretty much Hy-Vee, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. Pretty much
Yeah.
everything else.
Yep.
Another reminder, vaccines. Now, the COVID vaccine, I don't think we have an issue with getting that at a pharmacy, but like shingles, flu shot, some of these other shots, you have to get them done at your doctor's office. Otherwise, your insurance isn't going to cover them, and you're going to play hell trying to get any money. Union Hall again remains open. Reminder, our office manager. Hours are 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., so he will be here and able to answer calls. between that time, we do ask everybody to wear a mask at the hall and at union meetings, just so we protect our brothers and sisters that have serious health conditions or that are high risk, and we want to make sure that we don't wipe out the hall with a bunch of close contacts.
Yep.
In USW news, just an update, 8888, that is our, at Newport News, that is the biggest local in the USW, some 10,000 or over members that build nuclear submarines and aircraft carriers. An update on their contract, they want a contract that treats them as essential workers, since they were told they were essential and had to work. Negotiations started back up this Thursday, so we will see if they make any headway in bringing a contract back to the membership that they'll vote to ratify. Other news, believe this is new since the last time we were on. Unionized workers at Kellogg's, they ratified their contract, so those guys and gals, brothers and sisters, are back to work.
Yep.
Did I forget anything?
No, just seemed like a lot of these businesses want you to be essential, but when it comes time to pay up or give benefits, nowhere to be found, and some of these places have to do work stoppages or whatever to try to get that. So everyone be prepared. We hope we don't have to get to that point, but be prepared. Like Roy said, check your banks, start saving, go to salaried events. It's time to start rolling here soon.
Yep, exactly. We got an interview now coming up with Darell Kyle. He's the president of USW Local 13-243 out of, my mind went blank, Beaumont, Texas. Their membership, well, it sounds like they've got a lot of units down there, but that one is brothers and sisters that work for Exxon Mobil. And then the local staff rep, Bryan Gross, is also on that interview. Exxon Mobil has locked them out, and really kind of following the story and talking to some people that are down there. Really, what it is they want those guys at that one location to be the domino that starts getting rid of the unions in other places with Exxon. And even some of the people that started this, I believe, went on to work at BP, so they're trying to cycle through. So those brothers and sisters there at that local are holding the line. Like I said, I believe they just wanted to pick out one and try to start the domino.
Fall, yeah.
Yep, see if the rest can fall, because they make something like, I don't know, we can't remember what it was, $7 billion Exxon makes or whatever, or made last year. It's in the billions, whatever it is. We'll talk about it on the podcast or in the interview, but hey, they got plenty of other places to make money. We just want to starve these guys out and get the union out and see where we can go. So anyway, we'll come back after that interview.
Joining us on the podcast today is Darell Kyle, president of USW Local 13-243, and the local staff rep, Bryan Gross. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having us.
We always start our interviews out trying to get to know our guests, so I guess we'll have Darell, you go first. How did you get your start with the union, and did you come from a union family?
Yeah, my brother was a union member out in Mobil back in the day in the 70s and 80s. And so when I got hired on with Mobil, the first thing he told me before I even made my probationary period is, boy, you better join that union. Make sure you sign a card and join that union. So I did that, and from that point, about 2 years later, 96, I started as shop steward, worked my way up to the workman committee, the bargaining committee, representing that group over at the blending and packaging plant, along the committee, then trustee, then secretary treasurer, and now been president for 6 years now of the local.
All right, thank you. Bryan, your turn.
Yeah, I got started, hired into another local refinery in Port Arthur and in the machine shop, and started getting active in the union. My dad was a paper worker for 45 years, a little over 45 years, so grew up going to some union meetings and things as a kid, but didn't really come to appreciate the union until you worked a few non-union jobs and then get a good union job, and you kind of figure out what it's all about. And so I got involved with the local, and Port Arthur is a big amalgamated local, so I ran for the negotiating committee at the refinery I was at, and then got elected to trustee, stayed on the executive board of the local as a trustee for probably 8 years or so, and then recently came on staff full-time in January.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bryan. So now can you tell us a little bit about the local, how big it is, the location, what the company does, and what the members do there?
Yeah, we have what you call an amalgamated local down in Beaumont, Texas. We have 6 different groups here. Exxon Mobil, which is our refinery. Commercial Metals, which is a metal recycling plant. American Valve and Hydrant, which they make hydrants and valves, from small to all the way to the biggest ones that can go, basically for water. So they water valves and hydrants and stuff like that. Samson Steel, which is another recycling company. Cray Valley Total, which is a chemical plant, and Chemtrade Logistics, which is a chemical plant that makes acid that actually feeds the Exxon Mobil refinery. So we have about 700 members total. Right about now, maybe a little bit more than that.
It sounds like you got every company in Beaumont covered, just about. Jeez.
No, I wish we did. No, we are close, brother.
Let's focus on the you guys' contract and lockout with Exxon Mobil. When did the last collective bargaining agreement expire?
February 1st, 2021.
How would you describe the negotiations?
Non-existent. They basically hadn't really what you call, what everybody really consider negotiations. I mean, for the most part, we started on January 11th, 2021 at the hotel, and, trying to work to that February 1st date to get an agreement. And, we both were set up in the hotel, not too far from the local, trying to get a deal done. And most of that was sitting in sidebars, trying to work different issues of their 35 proposals they put across. And we had somewhere around the same amount. And, I mean, those sideboards basically was going nowhere fast. We didn't meet that often as total groups, total bargaining committees across the table. And we did, wasn't much movement there. They wouldn't drop nothing at all. And we would make moves just to try to, get them to make moves. And none of that happened. And so about 8 p.m. on January 31st, 2021, they came with a last final and greatest offer and basically gave us till February the 15th to accept that offer, which was basically all the stuff they had on the table. And, they 35 things, but they tried to make it sweet by throwing in national all bargaining stuff with it to make the membership jump on all 35 takeaways that they had and put across the table. And till this day, none of that has basically changed.
Prior, I'm going to ask a stupid question, but prior to negotiations and even through the negotiations, how profitable was the company?
Well, they claimed, through the pandemic in 2020 that, they had to sell off assets and lay off people. And, so the whole negotiations was, everything we was asking for, all 35 of our proposals was a financial burden to the company that we were asking for. And how could we, with us knowing that they were losing money and laying people off, and they needed to, get fiscally fit, within the refinery and all this other good stuff. Which, us knowing what we know was basically total bullshit. They were making money all through the pandemic. They just was trying to slim down their costs. Them making money and what it cost them to make that money is what they was trying to slim down. They were still making money.
Yeah, we're waiting on the end of the year, earnings report for the fourth quarter, but through the third quarter, they were, for this year, for 2021, they were sitting about 14-15 billion net profit, and they were expecting to hit over 20 billion net profit for the year. So, their need for competitiveness and all that stuff really is a bunch of bull. It's just the more they make, the more they want.
Yep.
Yeah. What? Of course, they cry poverty when it's time to show appreciation to their workforce. What were the main issues?
So there were some things they wanted to do away with the top, what we call A operator. That's the top paid operator in the plant. They're the ones that's responsible for overseeing everybody else on the unit, making sure everything's right. And that's your most experienced people. They were wanting to completely do away with that job, but they couldn't tell us who was going to assume those responsibilities or how they plan to train. So that was a big one, because that basically, if the pay rate went with the job, then that was going to knock the top paid operator position down about $7 an hour to the next rate. So they wanted to do away. We have job bidding, so people can bid from operations to maintenance and go through a training program and get a day job, and work in the crafts, and then the BMP plant can bid to the refinery, because without being able to bid to the refinery, the BMP plant is kind of they're just locked into a lower pay progression, and there's no way out of it. And so the company has the majority control of filling the jobs, but there's still some bidding for open positions when they come open, and they want to do away with that completely. They want control of that. What else, Darell?
Being able to move a senior operator, or any operator across the lines. I've been there 28 years. I'm what we call a lube pumper. I move oil from one tank to the other. If they find they got a opening on a unit, that I never did want to work at in my life, they can just move me there with no reasoning, no anything, and just move operators at will, basically.
You certainly bring up some issues, we deal with even at our mill. When did the lockout begin?
May the 1st, 2021. I think it was April 31st. So the blending and packaging plant that we're talking about, they gave us a letter saying they was going to lock us out as of May the 1st, 2021. About 10 o'clock on April 30th, they start walking those guys at that plant out. Me and Bryan then was actually still here that night, meeting on some of the stuff. And then all of a sudden we started seeing these trucks pull up, and we started getting text messages that they was walking the guys out at the blended and packaging plant about 10 o'clock that night before they was actually supposed to lock us all out. And then May the 1st, the next day, which was a Saturday, is when they walked out all the refinery employees that was there on that shift that day. And that was my shift. I was there, and I was the last one to leave the refinery, I think. I drove my truck out after they walked me to my truck about 2:30 that evening.
So then are they still operating the refinery, and are they doing it safely, or how are they doing it?
Yeah, they still operating the refinery. Of course, we going to always say no, that they're not operating it safely. What they're doing, they're using supervisors, and they also hired, some temporary workers, basically to go in there, and they say they training them for a certain period of time, and then they actually working the job. But I think they more have them out there to just help them turn valves and all that good stuff. But of course, you see the flares every day, and other things happening out there. So I guarantee you, they probably not operating it safely. Think they running. I think they put out in the news they're running about 60%. So they running the plant about 60%, but mostly supervisors. But they have hired some temporary workers to go in there. And from the way we've been seeing the paper ads for them putting ads in for them, I think those temporary workers are not staying there very long in there, and they got a lot of turnover on that.
How has the support been both within the community and at the national level?
The support from the local community and the national level has been really good. So one thing the local, Darell and them did here at the local was set up a food pantry in the main hall, and it's basically a grocery store that's open Tuesdays and Thursdays, and our members come through and shop and get groceries for the week, and we've been able to run that whole food pantry off of nothing but donations. Not just monetary donations, but people stop by, drop canned goods off, drop food off, groceries off, and it's individuals and local community leaders, other USW locals in our area. They've gotten together and bought, had some cows butchered and donated all the meat, and they've donated monetarily just so the local could buy what they needed. We've gotten support from USW locals all over the country. As far as the North Slope of Alaska, we've gotten some donations from individuals. We've told this story, but there's a lady that sends $25 a month, like clockwork, every month. She lives in Maine. Nobody knows who she is, but her check comes in the mail consistently every month. So we don't know if she's just a big union supporter or hates Exxon, but she sends her $25. So all that's been really great. And I know a lot of the members don't get to see that, but when we're here at the hall and people show up and, and they take the time to drop their groceries off, and it may be just a bag of canned goods, but it's just the thought that, hey, maybe, we're doing the right thing because these people think enough about it to support us. And, of course, the Strike and Defense Fund from Pittsburgh, it's been really good. We've had bill assistance, bill pay going on since, the beginning, and been able to help all the members with that. And so the support's been really great. It's just it's a rough time for everybody, but that part of it is definitely a positive.
Yeah, I'll say, looking at you guys' website down there, I mean, it's impressive, and I saw at least one picture of that food pantry, and it is very impressive. Is there anything else? I mean, we're going into contract here coming up in May, and we had our big UAW locals here that represent workers for John Deere was out on a strike for a few months. Is there anything else besides the food pantry that you guys are doing for your members while they're locked out?
Pretty much the food pantry is probably the most consistent thing that's been set up from the beginning and continues. The bill assistance, just coming through the holidays, we did a big turkey and ham and Thanksgiving meal day donations where everybody could come get everything for to have the traditional Thanksgiving dinner. It wasn't cooked, but it was all the ingredients was there to make the meal. And then Christmas, we had a big toy drive. Some volunteers actually reached out and was like, "Hey, we'd like to do this toy drive." So we were open to that, and man, it was really successful. I think ended up with almost 300 kids signed up, and they all left with multiple gifts. And we couldn't have done that without the support of the community and other locals and all that. So that was real. We had a big day, a big family day, and gave those gifts to the families when they came in to take them home and put them under their trees. And Santa Claus was here, and we had the jump houses and lunch for everybody, and just got to kind of spend a day and take people's mind off of the lockout.
Oh, that's awesome. So what types of things do you guys do to keep the solidarity going, to gain solidarity within the local?
Yeah, we try to put together different events. Like we walked. We got a little late notice, but just yesterday we went and did. Participated in the ML King Parade. In the summer, we like to, get everybody out on the water, on the boats, and kind of have like a little boat parade. You can't pick it on the water, but, you legally can't pick it on the water, but, so it's a parade and get people together to do things like that. We've did, gas station gatherings and, did some other stuff like that. Just try to keep people involved besides just walking on a picket line. So we try to get involved in events that we're invited to and, put out messages to have people come join. And, and usually we'll meet up here at the hall, and then, everybody kind of parade, follow each other to whatever event we go and try to be a part of and show, the community that we out here, we still suffering, and look what this giant is doing to his people, trying to starve them out, mess their livelihoods up. So
it sounds like you got quite a bit of community support. That's something we noticed up here, like you said earlier, when when our UAW brothers and sisters were out on a strike with Deere. But you could always use more. What could the listeners of this podcast do to show you support to your membership and help you guys out?
Yeah, I mean, we've had everything from, politicians sending letters to Darren Woods, to people just, donating things, to help our members out. The donation part of it has just been outstanding, I mean, somebody's just far away as y'all are, like, Bryan was saying earlier, that $25 check go a long way in helping somebody, whether, they need specialty milk for their child, specialty Pampers, stuff like that. It help us be able to purchase those. So, the newborn babies are getting the right milk to, when they feeding as a baby, to just whatever other needs that we can, help our members with. And mostly even the local community, they come and, donate, money so we can use it to help the members however they best help us. I mean, need the help. So basically, I would tell everybody, if that's the main thing you can do to help us, whatever little thing you can do, that'd be outstanding. It all builds up, and it's all helps us to be able to take care of the members with, anything we can help them with what they need.
Okay, great. Well, hey, I mean, is there anything that we forgot to bring up that you guys want to bring up to the listeners?
No, I just say, I know there's some of your folks up that way have donated and have reached out and asked what they could donate and how they could help, and all that goes a long ways. Like Darell said, and we appreciate the support. It's something that we can pass on to the membership that. There's people out there supporting us, and we're doing this for the right reasons. And there's a lot of people watching and hoping for the best. And because we all know it can spread from one industry to another, and one local to another, and all that stuff. So we know there's a lot of eyes on us here, and where we end up with this thing. And just thanks to everybody for the support.
Yes, if I can end with that, that's what I would say. Anybody that helped us in this fight, I would just say thank you, because, I mean, we've been able to do some overwhelming things, just like y'all was saying earlier, that pantry, I mean, to run something like that, I mean, it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of donations coming in from all over. Bryan got to spend this Saturday coming headed to Houston to get and fill up his truck full of donations. I mean, that takes a lot, and I just thank everybody, or anybody that has helped us within this fight. This is 9 months long, going on 9 months long, that we've been able to provide for our members and help us try to fight this evil company. And everything everybody's done is greatly appreciated by not only me and Bryan, but every one of our members that has benefited from those donations.
I appreciate both of you guys taking time to talk to us. We'll get this posted next week. Be next Friday. We'll have it posted for people to listen to. Just again, thank you, and we wish you guys the best.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that's all we got, guys. Unless you have any questions else, that's it. You can find that podcast on pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. It's called Steel Revolution. And yeah, I mean that's all we got. I'm sure you guys are busy.
All right, man. Thank y'all for doing this.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for what you're doing.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Back after the interview. Good interview with those guys from Exxon Mobil. USW Local 13-243. So thank those guys for the interview. I can't imagine being locked out for as long as they have. I know the only somewhat support or relief they had was they were able to get unemployment for 6 months. Well, they said they got a lot of community support. If you want to see, their food pantry is very impressive. So if you look up their number, you can get to their website, look at some of the pictures they got. They also have one of the members' wives is big into social media and doing TikToks and stuff, and had a TikTok of them at a protest on some oil conference or whatever, talking about the CEO being greedy. Well, they're greedy for sure. They're greedy bastards.
Billions aren't enough.
No, let's take some from the little guy.
Right.
Shawn.
Hello.
Somebody named Peck wants to know where people can find us.
Well, they can find us on our Facebook page, Steel Revolution Podcast, Apple Podcasts. You can find us there as well, along with Podcast Addict for Android devices, iHeartRadio app, the Spotify app, Odyssey app, Libsyn.com, YouTube. We're on there as well.
That's a new one. I'm going to have to add it.
Yeah. Well, we've always been on that. I just didn't know. How about that? Local's website, and of course, your office.
That's
your office.
President Stock's office.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
He might be listening right now.
He could be. That's the restroom here at Local 105.
Yep. We still got pint glasses. You go get the pint glass with the wording on it that Shawn came up with, and put that right to the wall.
Yeah. What was the wording? I forgot.
Official listening device.
Oh, that is correct. So with that being the 100 podcast next time, is there anything special?
I don't know. It's a lot of pressure you're putting on me.
Well,
I already got more pressure that people want more podcast.
You blame them. This is grade A right here.
I mean, I get cowbell, but I was unaware of more podcast.
Yeah, what is planned?
Mike.
Is there
What's that?
Fireworks or anything? Or
What?
for the 100th podcast?
For the 100th podcast? I don't know.
Yeah, you need something big.
You can be our official pyro guy.
I thought he was our official babysitter.
You know what? I would say get sparklers. Oh, babysitter's good. See, I was going another direction. I was going to say sparklers, but probably wouldn't be a good idea in here. How about sprinkles on donuts?
That guy right there, he's got the jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're all hilarious.
Well, you were a little off today, so somebody had to fill in.
I was busy all day today. Busy.
There was a lot of work going on in here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Shawn.
No, I already changed the screen. Hang on there.
Okay, Mike.
There we go. Well, he is the princess. He's sitting in Mike's chair.
He is filling princess.
I did ask him if he wants like egg cartons put up, so we can soundproof this.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
We'll work on that.
That's not what you said before. You gave me a really dirty look.
Had to take off my mask for that.
Hey, we cleaned out the black closet. That's where I really wanted to set it up. A small table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice back there.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the closet, it looks nice now.
Well,
The rest of the rest of the hall, pardon our mess.
yeah, looks like you're having a flea market back there. Well, until next time. 100 though, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I might get dressed up for that.
Number 100 next time.
100.
100.
There's an R in there.
100th.
Thank
podcast.
You gonna dress up in a costume or dress up?
I don't know. Sure, a tie.
How about like an old radio?
Right.
Here we
There you
go. I don't.
Something.
I guess some old shirts, but you don't want to see me in them. Yeah, look like a
something-
midriff.
Something like that would say, "I'm from Cape Girardeau."
You know what?
Is that a flannel? What does
Oh, that was grunge.
what do
area,
those
wasn't
Missourians wear down there at
I don't know.
Cape Girardeau?
it? Wasn't that grunge era though?
Are we done with this podcast?
Maybe you were wearing flannels and torn jeans.
Maybe I was.
Nah, he looked a little more preppy, I think, in the pictures. Were you a little?
Well, I had to dress up a little bit, Don't ask
For
why.
who?
Don't ask. Company policy. Don't know. Don't ask.
Just in case somebody swung by the radio station.
Why is it so-
You can't be in flip flops and boxers if somebody stops by the station.
DJs having a uniform policy. That just
We
doesn't get
did.
better than that.
And a college shirt and pants, man. Except the weekends. You can do
Oh.
whatever you want. So, why is it always about me?
Yeah.
Where did you work at growing up?
Nobody said.
Oh, I already know.
Menards.
Yeah, you save big money.
Save big money.
Where'd you work at through,
Well, when I was in high school,
yeah.
Miracle Car Wash.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss Miracle Car Wash.
Oh, you worked there too?
No, I miss going there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's much different now.
Oh, a ton different. What else did you work at?
Well, this is really getting off
Did
the
you?
rails.
I'm sorry about that.
Did you
All of a sudden, we're giving my resume out.
wax on, wax off?
No, I did the vacuuming.
Oh,
God, that job sucked up.
there it is.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
We can end the show on
There
that
we
one.
go. Yeah,
right there.
that's
Yep, sounds good.
yeah.
All right. Don't forget to say something good about your union.
Every day.
Till next time. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Steel Revolution is a podcast by USW Local 105, Bettendorf, Iowa.